Hey y'all, my name is Ashley and I am a collector and hoarder of makeup, and in order for me to continue to collect and hoard makeup, I promised my husband I would do some content. So here we are. Today I am going to be testing out, demoing, and doing basically an 11-hour wear test of the Charlotte Tilbury's Beautiful Skin Foundation. I think that's what it's called. I've already put it away, so I don't know where it is. But that is the foundation I'm going to be trying out for you today. So if you want to see how this wears, what it looks like on my skin, how I apply it, then you should totally keep on watching. Plus, look how cute my shirt is. It's an amp, but it doesn't have amp bits written on it. It's a 9 Inch Nail shirt, and it has like, I wouldn't say mental disabilities. I don't know the word I'm looking for. Maybe this is inappropriate. But like it says like anxiety and stuff like that. It's my favorite t-shirt, and it's 9 Inch Nails. But keep on watching. So I want to go ahead and talk about the foundation a little bit as I apply it. But on my face, I already did some of my skincare. I used the Glow Recipe Watermelon Glow Toner, and I also used the Vitamin C Serum. I think it's like the guava one. Didn't put any sunscreen on because it's really rainy outside, and I don't plan on leaving my house except for to pick my kids up from school. And that's it. So there's no sunscreen today. But I'm going to go ahead and be trying out Charlotte Tilbury's Beautiful Skin Foundation. Now, I just checked on Sephora. There's actually quite a few shades already sold out, which is kind of impressive. I'm a little bit more excited about trying this foundation than I was about the Jaclyn Blurring Skin Tint. As we could tell, that foundation didn't work so well. I have high hopes for this one, though. And this does retail for $44. I also used Milk's Hydro Grip Primer. I'm using that primer because I know how it performs and what I like about it. So I'm not going to be testing to see if this foundation does last for 16 hours. It does claim that on the box and on the website, but it's supposed to be a hydrating medium coverage foundation. It's also supposed to minimize the appearance of pores. That's why I have not put a pore filling primer on my face, because I want to see what my pores do look like without using my Tatcha Silk Canvas or the Tatcha Liquid Silk Primer. But my face is already prepped. The shade that I picked up was 8 Neutral. And you can tell I have a little bit of a tan going on because I did get spray tanned yesterday. So that is why I looked really pale in my last video, and now I do not. So I'm just going to apply it with a brush because that's how I like to apply my foundation. I didn't really see what the recommended application for this foundation was. Man, this brush, I'm not using this one. I want to use this one. Usually my go-to foundation brush has been my Love is the Foundation brush from Cosmetics. But lately I got back into using my KVD one, and I really, really like this brush. And it's on sale in most places right now, so it's definitely worth a buy. The shape of it just really helps apply foundation. I'm having all this problem with my hair. My headband is like sitting right in front of me. I probably should use it. Like, that's what I bought it for, was to put my hair up, and I'm not using it. So like before, I am doing my first half of the face so we can compare what my skin looks like next to the foundation. And just right off the bat, this is my pores. You can't really see them. They do appear smaller and slightly blurred. But as of right now, and it doesn't have any claims on this, it is emphasizing my texture. So I can see it just like all right here. So I'm gonna keep blending it out and see if it stays that way. But it's also supposed to reduce redness and kind of conceal hyperpigmentation. Oh, well, I can't do it. Hyperpigmentation. Yes, I did it. I sound like really demanding, which I have a lot of. So it's kind of the perfect foundation for me to try. And it kind of is. Like, this spot doesn't seem to appear as prominent as it usually does. That's like one of my most recent ones. It was a horrible cyst, and because I have cystic acne. This foundation like reminds me of the smell of the 90s. Like doll hair. If that makes any sense to anybody out there, that's what it smells like. So But it kind of just smells, it doesn't smell like doll hair. It smells like those dolls with the fake hair that you would do, like the Barbies where you got half the face. That's exactly what this foundation smells like. Sorry, I just had a moment. But saying that, I went ahead and applied foundation on this half of my face. And so far I really like it. It is a little bit buildable, which is really nice. We'll see how that like lasts throughout the day. It is currently noon. I kind of got a late start because I wanted to make banana bread this morning because there was 3 rotting bananas on my countertop. So kind of got a late start. But so far, I really think I might be liking this. But I'm going to continue to do the other half of my face and apply the rest of my face products. I feel like I did a decent job shade matching me to my usual spray tan color. The only problem is I think the undertones are off because I feel like they're super neutral, which is fine because it does cancel out like the yellow in my skin. But I'm gonna see what this looks like with powder on top. Just because like the shade kind of looks like dirt. I also think like the gripping primer with this foundation isn't really working to my advantage because it's tough to blend. So like it's taking probably a lot more product than I really needed because as soon as I would apply it to my face, it's like it didn't really want to budge, which I mean, the idea is with the gripping primer, I don't want my makeup to budge, but I do want it to blend out first. So I feel like that's not the foundation itself. It's actually because I used a gripping primer. So I'll definitely next time I will be trying this without a gripping primer because I do like to try the foundation more than once and I won't be doing it on camera. Unlike, you know, like it's like the Jaclyn Cosmetics blurring skin tint. Yes, I did that video on it and yes, I'm still trying it out. So I've tried it as a primer. I've tried it with a pore filling primer underneath. I'm trying it different ways and I will have my final thoughts on that probably next week. Sometimes different foundations need different bases. It's just kind of how it works. And for me, I feel like this foundation is not a foundation you use a gripping primer with. Now, I am gonna go ahead and apply my usual base face products. And I'm not gonna make you sit here and watch me do all this, but I'm gonna tell you what I'm going to be using real quick. I'm going to be using the Jeffree Star concealers in the shade C8 and C15. I'm also going to use my concealer to kind of hide this dark spot here. And this one doesn't need it, but this one over here does. So it did blur and cover most of my dark spots, but because they are so dark right now and still kind of so fresh, it's not covering it up. But that's not I'm not faulting the foundation for that. And then to set my under eyes, I will be using the Jaclyn Cosmetics Brightening Pink Under Eye Powder. It's a go-to. I use it all the time. I know people don't like some of her stuff. Some of her stuff's a hit and some of it's a miss. To me, this is a hit. And then to set my face, I'll be using Anastasia Beverly Hills Loose Powder in the shade Translucent. I went ahead and set my face, concealer, all of that. I also added some contour. I'm currently still using a contour palette that does not exist to purchase anymore. I just haven't gone out and bought a new one, but this has lasted me a really long time. It's the Tarte Park Avenue Princess one. But I'm eventually going to have to get a new one or a new contour palette because I only use 2 shades out of it, but I really like it. That's why you always see it in my description box. I do put in parentheses discontinued, but if you look at all of my videos, that is the same contour palette that I've always been using. It just takes forever to go through a contour palette, honestly. But this is what my foundation looks. It's been about 20 minutes because I also had to pull my banana bread out of the oven. But I actually really like this so far. At first I was a little concerned because like it was really emphasizing my texture right here, but once I powdered my face, it's not doing it. But I'm really happy with the way it looks because it's still kind of glowy even with powder on top, which is something that I enjoy because I do like to set my face because I don't like the texture with my face not set. I also realized I forgot how to showed you what like the pump and stuff look like. So it is in a tube and it also has a pump, which this is the way I like my foundations because you'll get all the product out. I said this in the Jaclyn Cosmetics Blurring Skin Tint video that I really like the airless pump and the tube pumps, because the foundation that I use a lot is a pain in the ass because you can't get all the product out because it's just a pump in a plastic acrylic bottle, and you have to get like a spatula, like a beauty spatula, to get it all out. And it's such a, you know, waste of product and a waste of money when you're spending $45 on a foundation. So with it being $44, it's nice that you'll get every bit of product out of this. But yeah, so I will be back in a couple hours. I'm gonna do my eye look and stuff and put on the rest of my face, finish getting ready for the day, and we'll check in then. I just wanted to do a quick check-in on my foundation. Obviously, I finished my eye makeup, but I haven't decided if I fully like this foundation yet. So I want to give it a little bit longer, but it looks really nice on my viewfinder, but I'm not liking the way it looks on my texture. So like that's like my biggest problem with foundations. And I know it's like a medium coverage, but I still want my texture to look good underneath my foundation. And I had high hopes for this. So it's only, I think it's like 3 o'clock. So we're going to keep on trying it out and see. I think I'm going to add a little bit more powder to my face because these areas of my face kind of feel still sticky, and that might be why. But yeah, I'll be back and check in a little bit later. Don't be surprised if I'm more glammed out. I did it again. I forgot to turn my fucking mic on. So I have no updates before this really, because there's no sound. I didn't turn my mic on. I do this all the time. So luckily I've now gotten in the habit of checking my footage before I take all of my makeup off. But it's 11:30 at night, so I've worn this foundation for almost 12 fucking hours. So now I'm impressed. So earlier I was kind of on the fence about it because I was concerned about my texture. I actually never ended up powdering my face, and I kind of just like dealt with it and pushed through. That was right before I went to go pick my kids up from school, and that was probably around 4 o'clock is when I filmed that part. I feel like this foundation is actually really nice, and it's nicer the longer you wear it. So like right off the bat, you're kind of unsure, and then as you wear it, it kind of grows on you and it looks really, really good. Man, I think I really, I want to keep testing this foundation before I be like, yeah, you should go buy it. But as of right now, I really love this foundation. So those are my final thoughts on it. But if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and subscribe, do all the things that are down here. And then until next time, bye y'all.